Welcome to Grover Load. I'm Anthony, and I want to take a look at this motherboard concept that Gigabyte Auroras France tweeted out here. I've found it on a couple of the tech outlets that I go and view, and here they have this motherboard, and they're calling it the Project Stealth. It's a 3D render of it, and as you can see, now not everything's in the case, but it's pretty much, you don't see any cables, and that's pretty cool. I think that I'd like to see some innovation here, and if anyone has ever plugged in a USB, 3.0 or USB-C connector, and how bad that is, and how much it sticks out, and it's not, I don't consider it very clean. We're always trying to figure out ways to make wiring more elegant. Well, if motherboard makers start to do something like this and case makers help with the integration, that's pretty clean. That's pretty impressive what they're able to do here. I know, what was it, Apple in their Mac Pro, didn't they put the AMD graphics cards that they use with power and extra power and PCI all together? I believe it was. But this is pretty cool, and I have to say, let's switch over to the other side here, the other site here, which is another French site, I believe. Let's see, can we make that a little bit bigger? So it was the same, or you actually now have a little bit more to go off of how this is supposed to look. So there's the AIO, and that is pretty clean. And I will post these two links in the description below as well. But I actually really like how this looks. You don't have no cords. I don't know what they're doing for the graphics card for the power cables here, or where the fan headers are for the CPU. As we go through, this Project Stealth here, here's some more, and then here's the fan headers. So you put all your fan headers on the rear, which, let's say they start making cases and they just, keep a gap out here on top, a gap out in the bottom, and a gap out in the side. You could make it a little bit more user friendly and not so specific to one motherboard or design a motherboard a certain way. But here's your CPU power. Here's your 24 pin. There is, your fan headers. There's that USB-C connector up in front. This is your USB 3 header. You have your SATA ports, and then it has everything else, headphones, USB 2, more fans, and your front I/O, your power buttons, LEDs, etc. right here, and even put your battery there. This is a unique design. I wouldn't mind building this. I think that there's a lot of opportunity here to, for motherboard makers and case makers to look outside the box and really take advantage of this. I would totally buy a board like this, and I'd probably buy the case with it to keep everything on the backside, all the cables on the backside, and to have that enclosed and have a really clean look in front. I'm guessing that the graphics card, you route the power through, and then the graphics card also plugs in either on the backside here, or maybe the cables are route to the front, but it's all enclosed, right? Because you're not seeing any cables here. And then all this would do, if your cooler and everything was, maybe there's a hidden cable here that runs back, and you can plug your fan, header in on the back, all that stuff. This is really kind of cool what they were able to do, and what this concept is. If they're really coming out with this would be something that I would like to try to build in. I think it would be fun, and I like how clean it is, and people like going clean and getting rid of a lot of the cables. So if you can get rid of a lot of the cable look and do a clean, aesthetic, just imagine even doing a whole water cooling loop and having the water cooling there with no cords at all to break it up. That would look really cool. That would look beautiful, I think. I mean, you will watch some of these people go through and do their water cooling loops. They're quite amazing. So Yeah, this is a little project that Gigabyte put out there, and on their France Twitter, and then this website, and then I'm not gonna even try to pronounce it. They got some more information on it and more pictures. I just want to go through them, but it looks really good. You could you could really have a PC that stands out, and hopefully the case has good airflow and everything else. But if this is something they're really seriously looking at, hopefully other case makers and motherboard makers are looking at something like this as well, because this could be, if you could figure out how to standardize it, like put your fans and cover, let's say, 90 some percent of motherboards, this would be something a whole bunch of people probably would do. And the other thing is that yes, it looks good, but when you start thinking about how, you start working on PCs, you have an issue. Let's say it's a power issue, or and your power supply dies, or your power supply is having an issue, and you need to RMA it, or your hard drive, or your SSD that's not NVMe. It's going through and having to take off both panels is annoying. And here, look, you have your SSDs 2.5 inch there. You have your 3.5 inch right below, if you're using Office SATA. If your power, all your power is connected on this side of the case. So now you're going through, you're only taking off one panel, swapping it out. There's a lot more convenience here as well when building a computer and upkeeping it, that I would be, that would be a whole much relief to me to have as well. I'd enjoy that part, right? Every once in a while when something goes wrong with a PC, I always dread taking it apart, because you have to go through and take, all your cable ties that you've put everywhere, take those apart. So this really clean look is something. And yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this, and what you would like to see as well. And what should really come of it. I actually kind of hope that they come out with it, and I don't know if it would sell well, but I would love to actually build with this case and this board, to see how it actually a finished product looked as well. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. What benefits you may see of this quote unquote project stealth, whereas versus having all the wire in front. But yeah, let me know, and let me know what your thoughts are. So I do thank you guys for watching. Thank you for taking the time to help support Gray Overload and helping this channel grow. I really appreciate it. You guys are great. And until next time, God bless, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.